But a trailer that exists, I'll put it that way,
Yeah.
is Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. It's gonna take me a while to get used to that name, just because I'm always kind of, I don't know why, I'm inclined to go Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Dumbledore. I'm going, oh wait, nope, that's merging the last one and this one. This trailer exists and worries me greatly. Because y'all know, if you've listened to the podcast for any length of time, I hated Crimes of Grindelwald so much. That and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, what I thought were the two worst movies of the years that they came out. I believe that was 2018 or 2019. Pandemic has kind of messed up my sense of time. I hated Crimes of Grindelwald. And a lot of the issues that I had with that movie don't seem to be alleviated by this trailer. I'm going, okay, Crimes of Grindelwald introduced a whole bunch of new characters and expected me to care about them or, remember their names. This trailer, I'm going, who are you? Who are you? I kind of remember you. But, oh, wait, weren't there like one or two other characters that were with Newt? Where are they? Did we swap them out for somebody else? I will talk about some positives. There are some positives in this. I thought Jude Law in Crimes of Grindelwald was exceptional casting, and I think he's exceptional casting in this trailer too. From the little snippets that we get, I do get the sense that he's a young Dumbledore, minus his fashion choices. Like,
yeah, that's always weird.
That's always been the weird joke that I absolutely agree with. Is at what point does Dumbledore go from average-looking professor to flamboyant wizard Elton John? Like, his wardrobe in this is so normal. And then he goes to Dumbledore that we know and love with a gigantic beard and flowing robes. I'm going, so where's the connecting here? He looks fine. Again, it comes back to Newt. He feels so out of place in this. Like, the story is clearly getting too big of it's leading to Dumbledore versus Grindelwald. A matchup that has always sounded interesting. But since they started with Fantastic Beasts, it feels like they kind of have to have Newt in here somewhere because they realized Hufflepuffs were underrepresented in the original stories except for Cedric Diggory, so they're just like, obligatory Hufflepuff, that'll make the fans happy. Just keep sticking him into stuff, whether he belongs there or not. So there's quite a few times that it was just like, okay, here's the Dumbledore story, and then there's the stuff going on with Newt. I don't particularly care about that. One other positive I had, and then we'll get into the rest of the trailer, is whoever they cast as Dumbledore's brother Aberforth, holy crap, that was spot on. Like, I sometimes fail to see the connection between young Dumbledore and old Dumbledore from a aesthetic and a fashion sense choice. As soon as Aberforth talked and was shown on screen, I'm going, you don't even have to say his name or say that that's Dumbledore's brother. That voice is terrifyingly accurate.
Yeah,
and looks
absolutely.
exactly like a young Aberforth. Granted, Aberforth got really underserved in the movies. He just kind of pops up in the final one. He's just like, oh, hey,
yeah.
BT Dubs, I'm Dumbledore's brother. And everyone's just going, wait, Dumbledore had a brother? Yeah, that was kind of a big element in the books. But run times. But holy crap, whoever did the casting for Aberforth nailed it. That voice is perfect. That look is perfect. Other castings, I like Mads Mikkelsen as an actor.
Mm-hmm.
I do not envy his position, though, of stepping into the shoes and the controversy that is Johnny Depp. I hate Crimes of Grindelwald, and normally not a biggest fan of Johnny Depp as an actor. His Grindelwald was not the issue with that movie, though. His performance was not the problem of the movie. Granted, we don't see a lot of Grindelwald, but I was at least curious to see what he's bringing to the table, and I don't envy anyone that was brought in to replace him because of the situation that Depp finds himself into. But the easy solution was right in front of their faces, and I don't understand why they went with Mads Mikkelsen. Yes, he's a great actor. He's a great villain type, except for Caecilius and Doctor Strange. He's just kind of average there. But the easier solution was right in front of your face. Just bring back Colin Farrell from the first one. Because for most of the first movie, Colin Farrell was Grindelwald in disguise with Polyjuice Potion. So I'm just going, well, just say the Polyjuice Potion either is now a permanent decision and he's Colin Farrell full time, or just say that the Grindelwald, the Johnny Depp version of the Grindelwald, was the Polyjuice Potion version, and now he's gone back to his normal version, which is Colin Farrell. Like, why do you have to overcomplicate it?
Yeah.
Josh, what do you think about this trailer? Because it's wet. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's so the reason I think it feels wet is because it's technically supposed to be a continuation story of the Fantastic Beasts storyline, right? However, this gives me an idea, and this feels like a heist movie with wizards, and that's super interesting to me. Granted, the trailer was still but the idea of like a heist movie with wizards is super interesting. And I think you can totally get away with that if you don't feel the necessity to always be doing a series of movies. I don't understand this. I don't like, you could have just done so Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Cool. That can be a solo movie. Just leave it as is. Then just do Crimes of Grindelwald. You can just do that and have it be its own thing, and maybe hit it with a part 1, and then do like the Secrets of Dumbledore, and that's your part 2 or something. You know what I mean? So I don't understand the logic of them feeling like they have to do a series. They have to do in order for these to work, they have to be all part of one story. It doesn't make sense to me. That being said, there's certain things that are very interesting about this trailer. The little thing at the end with Newt is charming. It's very Hufflepuff, and I don't mind it. It does feel out of place in this trailer. Giving the Muggle a wand for what seems like no reason makes no sense.
I am not a fan of that. So I understand
Like,
that Jacob's character is the audience surrogate. He's supposed to be the fill-in so that we can get exposition through him. But that's a little too blatant of an audience surrogate type of, all right, well, the audience has always wished that they had a wand, right? Well, this audience standing character is getting... Do you get that he's supposed to represent you guys? I'm going... Have you really... JK, you grew up these books with us, and it treated us like adults by the end of these books. Are we really going back to treating us like idiots again? And
yes.
The problem is, this is the middle movie. These are supposed to be 5 movies, and I'm going... Harry Potter, she knew what the ending was going to be, and already had 4 books by the time the first movie came out. So we already kind of knew the roadmap. This, I feel like it's, in typical Warner Brothers fashion, each passing movie is a retcon of steering the ship in a different direction, of over-course correcting. So we get more Hogwarts in this than we really need to. We get more references, and just like, oh crap, we need to do more stuff that people are familiar with, instead of, just mapping out your story and streamlining it, because there was so much stuff with Crimes of Grindelwald that made it so bloated. And the issue is, I firmly believe that this is the last shot for this series. Not saying for the Harry Potter franchise, but for Fantastic Beasts as a title. I think Crimes of Grindelwald was that damaging to the brand and lost them so much money. But also, the first Fantastic Beasts, while I don't particularly enjoy it, it did okay, but not Harry Potter numbers. The returns on these movies have not been very strong. Like, they've been steep declines. So I really think this is the last shot for this. Also, it's very interesting to keep in mind the larger ramifications of this. Universal in Orlando is building a new park, and so far the 2 parks each have their own respective Harry Potter areas. And of course, there will probably be a new Harry Potter area in this new park too. In the early days, the rumors were it was going to be Fantastic Beasts related. Interesting now that those rumors are the exterior will be Fantastic Beasts, but inside the rides will be classic Harry Potter themed. I would not be surprised at all if Universal themselves is keeping an eye on this movie going, if it does well, push forward with it being Fantastic Beasts. If it doesn't, scrap it and make it a Harry Potter, a third section that's modern day Harry Potter, which would be very smart. This is Fantastic Beasts started on shaky ground and it's only gotten worse. I think it's starting Jenga with only two pieces as your foundation, basically, and going from there. And it's only gotten worse, I think, for the franchise.
Yeah, no, I agree. I personally kind of enjoyed the first one. I thought the concept of somebody, it didn't make sense why he was looking for animals and stuff like that, and that was just like shoved in the middle of this story that Ezra Miller happened to be a part of. It was just such a weird convoluted tale that I would love to go to a section of a park and it be quote unquote Fantastic Beast related, and it really is just a walkthrough of the magical animals. I'm okay with that. That would be cool. But like, I don't know if this deserves it, and it's just I just hope that Universal and Warner Bros. Don't see how these movies have been performing and go, oh, okay, that means people aren't interested in the Harry Potter world. They aren't interested in in magical movies. Granted, they're coming out with that 20th anniversary.
Trailer.
Show.
I think the trailer comes out whenever this podcast episode will come out.
Yes, so I'm excited about that, and I think that will show that people do have a love for this IP, but it's just not Fantastic Beasts. Even though I say that knowing on my desk I have Dumbledore's wand from these movies.
Also, it'll be interesting to keep in mind that this will be the first Fantastic Beast movies to come out since all the massive J.K. Rowling controversies. Mm-hmm. So I guarantee you that will also hurt their bottom line because you have a whole bunch of diehard Potterheads that will boycott this movie because of some stuff that she has stated. I won't be seeing this movie because the last one was bad. Like, the leash for this movie is so short, and after how bad the last one was, I'm just like, no, you gotta win me back. Just like Jurassic World will probably have to win me back, but I think I'm not as emotionally invested in Jurassic World that I'm willing to forgive. Like, it didn't burn me as bad as much. As much as I hated Crimes of Grindelwald and Fallen Kingdom, like, it felt more personal, even though it shouldn't, for Crimes of Grindelwald. I'm just going, well, also, Jurassic World makes stupid decisions in Fallen Kingdom, but it never breaks its own rules. They're stupid rules, but they don't break their own lore. Yeah. Crimes of Grindelwald just goes, oh, hey, you remember Harry Potter lore? Screw you. We're going to have McGonagall in this, even though she technically hasn't been born yet. Or, hey, we're just going to have people apparate into Hogwarts. I'm going, You can't apparate into Hogwarts. It's the safest place on Earth besides Gringotts. Ain't no safer place except for Hogwarts, maybe. Like, JK doesn't care, so why should I care anymore? Is kind of the stance I have, unfortunately, with this franchise right now.
Yeah, no, I agree, and it's something I haven't really said much, but I have been writing a book, but like, whenever it involves magic, you have to have rules, and you have to stand by those rules in order for the world to make sense. So, like, anytime you just go, nah, we're going to do whatever I want. Like, magic is not a story point in which which gives you the ability to do whatever you want. That's not how that works. You don't get to get out of tough situations and be like, whoop, magic. Like, that's not how that works.